I swear, you know, as I go through these, they're getting progressively more difficult. They really are. So please tell me what you think in the comments to my player power rankings for inside centre. I've got the 10 here. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. Because there's players that play with such different styles. But those matchups through the tournament are going to be fascinating to see. So yes, I'm Tim. This is Egg Chasers. Hit subscribe on the channel. Hit the thumbs up. I'm out in France bringing you as much content as I possibly can in the build-up to and during this Rugby World Cup, the Festival of Rugby. And I'm going to do as much as I can to make sure that there's as many eyeballs talking about and loving our sport as possible. And I need your help for that. So thank you very much. As we go into the inside centres with Bundy Aki at number 10. I mean, I was going to say not a starting player for Ireland. Probably not. Probably Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringrose are the starters. However, Bundy Aki's got a unique skill set. Very physical player. Big physical presence in the midfield. And you feel that Ireland could use Bundy Aki maybe when they're coming up against South Africa, for example, that they may fight fire with fire on that one. But a great player to have in your squad. And, you know, it's not just about a 15 on the field now. It's about a 23 and it's about a 33-man squad. And you need to have confidence in all 33 men. And Ireland absolutely can with Bundy Aki. Semi Randrandra at number 9. You see, this is a guy, well, firstly, he could play wing. I mean, he played International Rugby League on the wing. He's played International Rugby on the wing. He's played outside centre. He plays inside centre a lot. And that's where I've got him now. And he hasn't played very much for Fiji because obviously club commitments and for whatever reason. So that's why he's at number 9. But he's a guy with the kind of talent that he could easily be the number 1. He is an incredible rugby player. Number 8, Sione Tuipulotu, who has had a brilliant year or two with Scotland. 26 years of age. He's at Glasgow. And he's got more to his game than just trucking it up and running hard. But he will run very hard. And Finn Russell must love that, knowing that if there's rubbish ball and he can't do anything too extravagant with it, give it to this guy and he'll get you some yards and a bit of go forward. But like I say, he's got more to his game than that. He can distribute. He does have skills. He's a really, really good player, and I think totally deserves to be in this top 10, and he's in at number 8, just behind Geordie Barrett, who drops down a bit at 7. Now, do you know what? There's a few players that suffer from this. Geordie Barrett may well be a victim of his own ability in a sense. He's so good that he can play at fullback, he can play on the wing, and he can play inside centre. For what it's worth, I really like the partnership that New Zealand have persevered with. And I think you're seeing the fruits of that effort to stick with Barrett and Ioane, and I think it's paying off. And Geordie Barrett is an absolute class act. And yeah, 6'5", 106 kgs, a very unique talent as well. DAMIAN Allende at 6, World Cup winner, absolute beast of a ball carrier, big defensive player, over 100 kg, 6'3", playing in Japan. And again, much like I've mentioned on previous videos, some of the players that were playing in Japan looked like they took a bit of time to get back up to speed with international rugby. That it means for DAMIAN Allende, who is awesome, that does mean it has just opened the door just a little bit for Andre Esterhuizen. And this is where one of my gut feeling calls came in. I personally rank Andre Esterhuizen just ahead. Is this a bit of bias on my part because I'm in England and I see Andre Esterhuizen play in our English Premiership all the time? Possibly that's the reason why. Because in that tournament, I have to say, he is incredible. DAMIAN Allende would be brilliant in that competition though as well. So I guess I've got to factor that in. But, I mean, much like Allende, a massive man. In fact, he's even bigger, 6'4", 115 kgs. He is huge. And you see how much better Marcus Smith plays when he has Andre Esterhuizen outside him. And he's not just a big guy. Like a lot of these players, like Geordie Barrett, like DAMIAN Allende, like Sione Tuipulotu, not just a big guy. He has got really, really good skills and a great rugby brain. Number 4, Robbie Henshaw, 30 years of age, another big unit with great skills, and he uses those Gaelic sports skills with his brilliant under the high ball, fantastic reading of the game, and he's prime. This is Robbie Henshaw's time, isn't it? You feel 30 years of age coming into a World Cup with all that experience, all those British and Irish Lions games, all those memories of beating all of the teams in the world. Can he and his teammates put it together now when it really matters? We're going to find out. Number 3, Samu Karevi, celebrating his 30th birthday during the tournament. He's got the same birthday as me, in fact. There you go. I'll see if I can track him down. Toast it with him. He's got a few years on me at 30, but there we go. That's a different matter altogether. And I'll tell you what, he's a little bit better at rugby than I was as well. My goodness me, he's a physical specimen. He's Samu Karevi. You love watching him play. He's just explosive, isn't he? Brilliant inside centre. And he is my number 3 behind Jonathan Danty. Unavailable, we think, for the New Zealand game. We're going to see when the team gets announced. There's been some whisperings that he may well actually be available. Was there a bit of mind games going on? We're going to find out anyway. But Jonathan Danty has not actually played that much for France, really. It's like 20-something caps. And at his age, he's 30 years of age. He's been around a while and he's been winning European Cups for La Rochelle. But he's been, in international standards, been a bit of a late bloomer and has come in and totally made the jersey his own and looked, well, he's at number 2. So understandably, he has looked world class. My number 1, though, I'd love to know what you think about this one. I agonised over this call a little bit because I would have been happy with Samu Karevi. I'd have been happy with Jonathan Danty. Joshua Tuisova. I mean, look at the guy's legs. As physical specimens go, his calves and legs are ridiculous. As physical specimens go, he might be the most impressive, the most explosive of any player at this Rugby World Cup. He is a freak. And I was just going like, no, who would I want if I could pick anyone in the 12 shirt? And I was looking at the list of all of the international inside centres and I thought, who would I pick? And I think I would pick Joshua Tuisova. I mean, you could pick him on the wing. You could pick him at 13. I've picked him as my number 1 at inside centre. And I'd love to know what you think about that. There is my top 10. I think there's a bit to talk about there, isn't there? So should we do that in the comments? And I'll see you on the next video.